Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ivy Chebet, and today I'm going to talk about the data analysis process. So, the data analysis process consists mostly of six major steps. We have data collection, data exploration, data pre-processing, data analysis, model evaluation, and the final step is deployment. So, data collection involves finding variables or information on what you to do. For example, you're a supermarket owner and you want to find how a certain product is going to move in a certain month, and you want to maybe find the predictive analysis of that product. The first step will be collecting information on that kind of product. You can use historical data, maybe of the previous years, to find how the product is going to move in that certain month. Or maybe you can conduct surveys or interviews on how the product has performed maybe in different companies, so that you can use the same information to analyze for your company. After data collection, the next process is data exploration. Data exploration involves diving into your data so that you can find little insights on how you're going to analyze the data. Data exploration process in Python, for example, involves simple steps such as finding information on the data, the descriptive statistics, the names of the columns, and maybe finding the correlation between the variables. So, for example, here if you use data.columns, it gives you the names of the columns that you have. So maybe you have invoice, brand, city, customer type, gender, product line, unit price, quantity. So after you've collected the data and you put the variables into a data set, you can now see which kind of variables you are going to use for your analysis. For example, maybe you collected data and there are other variables that won't be of much significance in your data analysis process. After you find the names of the variables, the next thing will be to find data.info. Data.info tells you how many entries each and every variable has, if you have any or null values, and the data types of the variables. For example, you have invoice IDs is an object. When you go to tags, you find it is an integer. When you go to date and time, you find it is an. So here you can get a glimpse of the kind of the, and you already know only for numerical variables, because depending on gender, when you go to city, when you go to branch, you already see that you have categorical variables. So you have to add other kind of methods in your analysis process. When you use data.describes give you the summary statistics of the variables that you have. It gives you the count, the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the quartile ranges, and the maximum value in your columns. So here we can also do data.core. Data.core gives you the correlationship between variables. For example, if you see tax and quantity, we have a correlation of 0.70, tax and quantity, or any other variables that have correlation. The next step is to find if you have any values. You can use data.isNA, where it will print true in your data set. But here it only raises false, meaning our data doesn't have any missing values. The next step will be data visualization. Here you can visualize the kind of data sets, the kind of some variables that you maybe want to visualize. For example, here we've used a box plot to plot quantity, and the box plot gives us like the minimum value, the maximum value, the interquartile ranges, and the mean. So from here you can also see that you don't have any outliers under this variable quantity. Now the next step after data exploration is data cleaning. For example, if we had realized that we have missing values in our data, we would have used some methods to remove the NA values if that is needed. or to use the mean to replace the NA values in our data set. After data cleaning is now when you go to data analysis, or before data analysis, some people prefer to do data visualization. After you had visualized the data, you cleaned your data, you can go back to data visualization just to make sure that maybe there are no missing values in the data, or maybe the variables that are bringing you problems, you've already worked on them, so that when it gets to the data analysis process, you won't find the wrong insights when it comes to data analysis. So in the data analysis process here, you have to have, let's say, technical skills on how you're going to analyze your data, because you find anybody can do data analysis, anyone can do data exploration, but when it comes to data analysis, you have to find someone who understands what kind of models, certain kinds of data, to use the right method to analyze certain variables. After data analysis, we go to model evaluation. For example, if you had used linear regression on quantity and maybe price, and you maybe formulated a model and maybe predicted future values, you have to evaluate your model to see if the model is good. For example, you can use mean absolute error or mean squared error, so that you can see if the model that you got is good when it is used in real world data. After model evaluation, we go to the final step, that is deployment. Now, after you've understood that your model is correct and can be applied to real data, is when now you're going to use the model or deploy the model in real world problems. Or for example, if you had generated such insights, for example, maybe the month of December is hot, so certain products like light clothes or swimsuits, or maybe people are going to use or to take more drinks in the month of December, the supermarket owner can then take your analysis and put it into practice by maybe doing stock of what is going to be sold in the month of December. That is now using your analysis to solve real world problems. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time.